Turkish soldier killed setting up military post in northwest Syria. A Turkish soldier was killed in a rocket and mortar attack by militants in northwest Syria as Turkish forces were setting up a military post in the largest remaining stronghold of opposition to President Bashar al-Assad, Turkey's military said on Tuesday. It was the second attack in a week on Turkish soldiers trying to establish a position near the front line between rebels and pro-Syrian government forces, under a deal with Russia and Iran aimed at reducing fighting in the area. That deal largely collapsed in December when the Syrian army along with Iranian-backed militias and heavy Russian air power launched a major offensive to take territory in Idlib province and surrounding areas. Turkey said 5 soldiers were also wounded in Monday night's attack and that Turkish forces responded with retaliatory fire. The armed forces did not specify who the militants behind the attack were. A civilian member of the Turkish contingent was also wounded, they said. The army began setting up the outpost on Monday southwest of al-City, the deepest position they have established so far inside northwestern Syria under the agreement with Moscow and Tehran aimed at de-escalating the violence. Turkey, which supported rebel fighters trying to overthrow Assad, has worked with Assad's main international backers Russia and Iran in recent months to try to stem some of the bloodshed in Syria's nearly 7-year-old civil war. But all 3 countries remain deeply involved in the fighting, and stark divisions remain. Iran urged Turkey on Monday to stop its 2-week-old military offensive against the Kurdish YPG militia in northern Syria's Afrin region, which neighbors Idlib. Turkey's actions can bring back insecurity, instability and terrorism to Syria, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Bahram Qasemi was quoted as saying by state news agency IRNA. In Idlib, Russia has intensified air raids on rebel-held towns after jihadist fighters shot down a Russian warplane and killed its pilot. Iran-backed Shiite militias also helped the Syrian army advance in the region last week. In a warning to Ankara, a commander in the military alliance supporting Assad said the Syrian army had deployed new air defenses and anti-aircraft missiles to front lines with rebels in the Alo and Idlib areas close to Turkey. They cover the airspace of the Syrian north, the commander told Reuters. That would include the Afrin area where Turkish warplanes have been supporting a ground offensive by the Turkish army and Free Syrian Army factions. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights Monitoring Group said the observation post being established by Turkey was near the village of Allies, which would place it less than 5 km, 3 miles, from territory held by Syrian government forces and their allies. A week ago, a large Turkish military convoy heading for the same area pulled back after it was hit by a car bomb which killed one person.